The Reason for Being, Musicbuds origin story. Today, the 25th of May 2024, marks the 4-year anniversary of George Floyd's death. George Floyd died after a police officer knelt on his neck for over 9 minutes during an arrest. George's last moments of life, where he repeatedly said he couldn't breathe, were captured on video and broadcast to the world via social media. At this point in time here in England, the country was in lockdown, and this news spread like wildfire. I often wonder, with hindsight, why this one particular incident resonated so strongly across the world when so many similar atrocities were being committed at the same time. Was it because we were all feeling more claustrophobic than ever before in our lives due to the restrictions placed on us? Could we all identify with the psychological feelings of suffocation due to the current context? Was this powerful symbol of systemic racism and police brutality just the last straw in a sequence of awful, racist and misogynistic examples? At the time, I was learning about everything to do with social media. Although I would have described myself as being computer and IT savvy, I knew very little and cared even less about social media and all its trappings. However, like so many others, my source of income had dried up, and those around me kept telling me it was time for me to embrace the bright new world of social media. I decided it was an opportune time to step out of my comfort zone and into this parallel universe. And luckily for me, I found a fabulous course that welcomed me in. I have to admit though, I downed an entire bottle of wine before mustering the bravery needed to fill in the application. That courage or what? I was a few weeks into the course when this dreadful event happened. Social media was awash with the anguish that was generated. Within my course, my peers were posting about how they were going to mark this incident, and it got me asking myself the question, what can I do that is meaningful and that can contribute to making a difference? It took me a while. After all, what possibly could little old me do about something as huge as this? After some time, inspiration struck. During my doctoral studies, many moons previously, I'd fallen down a rabbit hole and ended up exploring institutional racism as it related to the case of Stephen Lawrence, and funnily enough, how a report into the investigation of his murder turned a spotlight on the institutional racism within the Metropolitan Police Service. It got me thinking about how racist attitudes, such as those of Derek Chauvin, the arresting officer in the George Floyd case, and all the individuals serving in the Stephen Lawrence case, developed their racist attitudes, behaviours and prejudices. It didn't take me long to realise that societal conditioning would have played a major part in this, and through joining the dots, that much of this societal conditioning begins through the very early and most societally formative years of schooling. So what could I do about this? Well, having served for more years than I care to mention as a music specialist within education, from nurseries through to secondary schools, I know exactly what the value is of sinking deep and meaningful learning into the very early years of education. If you sow the seeds of strong musical discipline into the earliest years of a child's life, so you will see those buds develop into a vibrant and thriving musical appreciation well into adulthood. as Aristotle is attributed to saying, "Give me a child until the age of 7 and I will show you the man." I don't think he was wrong, apart from the man bit, obviously, and perhaps I'd qualify it with, "I will show you the foundations of the woman." So with this personal knowledge in mind, I realised that I had a suite of songs to hand that not only teach young children about the important musical aspects of learning, but they also promote, through their lyrics, all the values that resonate with true diversity awareness and understanding. And hence, Musicbuds Learning was born. I set about creating accessible online courses to serve any and all of those adults with a motivation to create a fairer world for upcoming generations. I've just about finished creating the content and am now setting my sights on marketing all the resources that have been created with such care, dedication and vision. So far, this has been a roller coaster ride. I've learned about so many aspects of life and have met so many committed and supportive individuals along the way that I feel I'm still only a few footsteps along on my journey. If any of this story resonates with you, please do let me know. I'd love to read any suggestions, comments, ideas or support that you might be able to provide as I continue down this path. And just for a moment, let's remember George Floyd and all those who have gone before him and after him. I honestly believe that the only way to create a fairer world lies in nurturing, educating, loving and leading by example to those who come after us. If you agree, please help me to do that. Wishing you a thoughtful and sincere week ahead, and thanks for watching.